More on Ford's improvement in the Consumer Reports survey. We are joined by Mark Fields, the Executive Vice President of Ford. He comes to us from Ford's world headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan. Mark, welcome to Bloomberg News.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Consumer Reports survey, what did you think?
Well, we were pleased, encouraged, and very gratified, but most importantly, we're really pleased for our customers. And we're pleased in that it comes from such a highly respected, third-party publication that customers really look at when they're in the market to buy a vehicle. And it really confirms that we've not only raised our initial quality to world-class levels, but also our long-term quality to really excellent levels. So we're really pleased, but most importantly, pleased for our customers.
Mark, there's also, one could argue, a difference between perhaps what the survey says and perception. And as we know, that has been the issue, especially with the U.S. automakers, is perception. How do you get the word out about this survey to your customers? How do you convince new customers that this is a reason to buy a Ford vehicle?
Well, I think first and foremost through having reports like Consumer Reports, which customers, the majority of them, when they're out buying a car, actually reference Consumer Reports. For them to say that our quality is just as good as our Asian competitors, that's so important for us, not only keeping our existing customers, but really attracting new ones. So it's really just every day focusing on quality relentlessly, focusing on craftsmanship, and making sure everybody in the organization, every day they walk in the door, it's all about delivering quality for our customers. And that perception will change over time, and we're seeing our market share grow, which is very encouraging.
Mark, Greg Miles here.
Hey, Greg.
Congratulations on the results.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, one thing that strikes me is, General Motors, Chrysler are in a state of crisis still, though they've emerged from bankruptcy. Toyota is in its own state of turmoil. Is this a unique window of opportunity for Ford, both to bolster and then build on its position right now?
Well, obviously, we look at the external environment literally every day, and that includes our competitors. But Greg, the most important thing that we're focusing on every day is consistently delivering our plan. And that goes for whether it's a window of opportunity now or 3 years from now or 5 years from now. It's all about making sure Ford Motor Company becomes one of the world-class automotive companies. And we're just going to keep our heads down, be very confident and proud of what we've done, but not be arrogant about it, because it's a tough old world out there.
Mark, are you concerned that maybe people are getting too optimistic, the expectations are too high for Ford, because there's all this talk about you being profitable potentially in the third quarter in North America, being ahead of your targets? Are you concerned about excessively high expectations?
Well, we've seen the speculation out there, and obviously it's the quiet period. We're going to be announcing our earnings next week. What I can tell you, Greg, is we're not being distracted. We're focusing on our plan and really focusing on the things that we can control, which is basically coming out with great products and great quality, as Consumer Reports confirmed today, working on our costs, and just working very effectively as a global team. And we'll continue to do that and not get distracted.
Mark, I wanted to talk about your labor situation right now. Obviously, you've got to have a strong labor union and a satisfied labor union to be able to produce these outstanding cars that got rated by Consumer Reports. But 5 Ford factories have now rejected the contract modifications that you are seeking to match, GM's and Chrysler's agreements. If this fails, are your costs going to be uncompetitive?
Well, I wouldn't want to speculate. As you know, Greg, earlier in this year, we made modifications to our contract, as we have said. In the near term, that's not a detriment to us or a disadvantage. Potentially medium and longer term, some potential items. But clearly, we've reached a tentative agreement with the UAW. They are going through their ratification process. We're going to respect that. That's not concluded yet. And once it's concluded, we'll see the results and then take it from there.
Mark, how would you characterize Ford's current relationship with the UAW?
Our relationship with the UAW is very open, is transparent. It's a very productive working relationship where we share with them the challenges of the business. So there's a lot of transparency there, and we focus most of our discussions on keeping Ford competitive. Beyond that, obviously, those discussions are private, but I believe it's a very healthy relationship.
Mark, Greg alluded to there being a lot of optimism about your coming earnings report. Your improving financial position, does that give you less leverage when you're in negotiations with the union?
Well, I think overall, as we sit down with any of our constituencies that we deal with, whether it's our union leaders, or our dealers, or our governments, we really talk about competitiveness for the company and going forward. That's the focus of our discussions, and going forward, as we said, we're not going to get distracted. We're going to keep focused on those things and bringing out great products with great quality to our customers.
Mark, Greg here, your top line looking better and better. Are the big cost cuts over? In the past few years, the emphasis has been on cost cuts versus so much boosting sales. But are the majority of the cost cuts over that you need?
Well, there's never any finish line in terms of getting more efficient as a business. Clearly, we have cut a tremendous amount of operational costs over the last couple of years. Here in the U.S. alone, upwards of $7.5 billion in the last 3 years. We'll continue to become more efficient as a company. But just as we have proved that we can cut costs, it's very important that we start working and are working on growing the top line, and that's through our products. And we're encouraged because our market share is up 11 out of the last 12 months. And a lot of that has to do, all of it has to do with our products. And we'll continue to work both sides of that equation in the profit equation.
All right, Mark Fields, Executive Vice President of Ford Motor Company.